So one of the things that's super important is for you guys to keep the end in mind, because we've seen people, when we meet with them, they say they have one goal, but then when we start asking them questions, they're like, actually, no, once I look at what that entails, it's not good. So I'll be honest, traveling isn't my thing. I much prefer keeping things local or connecting virtually. That's why I love doing speaking events either locally in Virginia. I will go out sometimes, but I don't like to do it that often. And so John Gordon is one of the coolest people I've met out traveling. And when I talked to him, he was like, I spend all my time traveling, talking about all my books. And so it's like, okay, if your goal is to become a speaker, do you want to go around the country traveling all the time? So it's like figuring out, is that what I really want?
They want the notoriety, but they don't want to do what it's going to take to do that. Once they put the rubber meets the road, you got to decide, do I really want to travel? Do I want to be on a plane? Do I want to be away from my family? That future is going to take something from you. Everything you take in this hand is going to cost you something more in this hand, and you need to consider that.
One of the biggest mistakes people make is chasing a version of success that they don't actually want. And let me give you an example. I don't like to travel. And that matters more than people think. Because if your goal is to become a big speaker, fly all over the country, constantly be on planes, you better actually want that life, not just the recognition that comes with it. And that's where most people get it wrong. They want the outcome, but they don't want the lifestyle required to sustain it. And so if you don't define the end clearly, you'll end up saying yes to things that pull you away from the life that you actually want. And so the question is everything. What are you optimizing for? Because every opportunity looks good on the surface, but some of them look incredible, but not every opportunity is aligned. For me, I had an opportunity to kind of co-write a book with someone, and I knew that it was a huge opportunity, but they were a pretty big deal, and I was going to end up having to travel all over the place and leave my family, and for me that wasn't worth it. So again, it's like, look at the end in mind. The other thing is you can only optimize for one main thing, and once that becomes clear, everything changes, because now every decision runs through that filter. Does this move me towards the life that I want, or is this just a good opportunity pulling me away from something great? And that's where it gets powerful. When you set a bigger, clearer goal, it doesn't just tell you what to do, it tells you what to stop doing.